Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. Can we talk about Gem and the Holograms? Yes, hello again. Can we talk about podcast here? Can we talking all up in your business?
We're all up-ons.
All up-ons. In that business, we are a podcast that fires a laser of 80s excess right into your brain pan so you can experience the decade all at once, barring all that stuff with like Wall Street and cocaine and Ronald Reagan.
Only the fun stuff.
Only the fun, only Gem and the Holograms. Only one thing, literally only one thing.
Actually, literally one thing.
It is our favorite piece of that decade, that neon nightmare, that pastel phantasm, that fashionably frightening 80s cartoon, air quotes, classic Gem and the Holograms. I need to work on my pirouette. My name is Joe.
I have a pretty killer arabesque. My name is Kristen.
And we are experiencing Gem and the Holograms via Gem and the Holograms Truly Outrageous Complete Series box set, as well as The Wonderful World of Netflix. Kristen, what is new with Netflix this week?
I started rewatching Jessica Jones.
Hey, I still haven't watched that at all.
Jessica Jones is so good.
I started watching Bill Nye the Science Guy.
I like that. That's good too. I've watched a few more episodes of The Crown, but sort of still am petering off. I got to the coronation.
Bill Nye the Science Guy is a good show to watch when you want to go to bed. Not that it puts you to sleep, but it's a good, like, nothing show where you could laugh at it for 5 minutes and then fall asleep.
You're filling your brain with science while you're sleeping. That's good.
There you go. Wonderful.
I'm filling my brain with David Tennant yelling.
This week, Kristen, it is dance time. I don't know why the episode is called Dance Time.
I have nothing.
I feel like George Arthur Bloom was handed an outline that just said it's time for a dance episode, and then he just wrote Dance Time on top of it, and that was the joke, like that was the production joke, and then it just kept, and then he saw the title card, and was just like, oh shit, no, I wanted to call it, I don't know, fucking Last Waltz or something stupid like that.
The Last Waltz, damn. Last Waltz on ice skates, too.
It's an episode about dance, Kristen, if you couldn't tell from the title already, as well as, I believe, the sheer stubbornness and stupidity of Jerrica Benton is on full display in this episode.
Oh yeah, she's not doing herself any favors in this episode.
She's a real big, dumb shit who does a lot of dumb, stupid shit.
Man, Joe, we don't have to get so vicious already. We have the entire
I am
episode.
so angry at Jerrica, Kristen. But let's channel that anger into the theme song here. I'm going to project the theme song with my anger. This episode is stupid. Let's rock! We start off, Kristen, this episode was written by George Arthur Bloom, as I said. He wrote the first 4 episodes of Transformers, and wrote a bunch of fucking My Little Pony, and The Magic School Bus. He's kind of, I don't want to say stock Hasbro writer, because he's written for a lot of stuff that's not, he's a stock writer, I guess.
I guess so. How does this end up being his only Gem episode, and it's one about dance? Did he pick that, or was it foisted upon him?
There's so much, it's like, it's dance, and like Richard Xanthos is here, and it's like, how did George Arthur Bloom get this?
How did he end up with this crossover hit?
In terms of sheer entertainment value, I'd say this episode is better than the last 2 that we've had, probably. But still, I still dislike dance, and but I'm not going to let that skew that the episode is entertaining.
Oh, yeah, it is. Having remembered this one much better than a lot of other episodes, at the beginning of my notes, I did write, aw, here it goes. It's time for Keaton and Kel.
They keep you laughing in the afternoon, so don't touch that dial or leave the room.
Yeah! Coolio.
We start outside Richard Xanthos' fucking stupid giant mansion where he's giving a sermon about friendship and goodwill from his 2nd floor balcony.
Yeah, I could not believe we were back to Richard Xanthos already.
I think these are the only 2 appearances of Richard Xanthos, I think.
And just laying it on thick with this cold bullshit real early on.
I don't understand about what he's doing here, where, I mean, it's something where he's telling something about music is about peace and harmony, in garbage
I
like
brought
that.
all of you adults here so I could lecture you about the way that you behave.
It's just so I could give you a big fat check at the end of it.
Anyway, yeah, speaking of which, Richard Xanthos, if he is involved, you know what else is going to be very quickly involved, Joe?
Money?
A contest.
A contest, of course. Richard Xanthos he basically here to propose a treasure hunt, where he's like, and then he turns to the page and he's like, oh no, we already did that one.
Oops, already, okay, so, music video contest. That sounds like something the random eccentric, the most dangerous game millionaire should be, billionaire probably should be involved in.
He's a million billionaire, of course.
Of course, I don't trust his smoking jacket.
He does look like a kind of like Most Dangerous Game guy, where there should be like heads of people that he's hunted on his wall.
At the very least, animals.
Richard Xanthos is proposing a contest to see which rock group can come up with a video that best personifies friendship and goodwill. And I mean, he's given this sermon to a bunch of people. Jerica and Eric are the only ones that we recognize, of course, because why would we give there should have been like one of the Limp Lizards in the crowd.
No, Joe, no one else exists.
The prize, of course, will be 250,000 bones, and they got 3 weeks to shoot a music video, which is already pretty tight as it is. But then again, Kristen, this is Jem we're talking about, so unless we bring it down to like 15 hours, it doesn't matter.
Also, holy shit, $250,000 is a lot of 80s money. It's a lot of now money.
That's a lot of money. I mean, Richard Xanthos, Kristen, he's a giving person. He needs to tax deductible, charitable, whatever, fuck it, taxes.
I was waiting to hear if there were any caveats, because it's like, and the money goes where? Like, to a charity of the person's choice? Like, what? Like, make a video that best personifies friendship and goodwill, and I will make you loaded! What?
Jerica at least gives it to a charity, where Eric Raymond gives it to the Eric Raymond charity if he wins.
I guess that's literally the only way that they could write the Misfits being interested in this contest, is being like, yeah, you get this completely untaxable.
Eric, when he hears about the $250,000, gets the dollar signs in his eyes and just, the cash register noises. And the only problem is, of course, Kristen, he has the Misfits as his group.
Yeah, he and Jerica, like, posture at each other a little bit, where Eric's like, that money's as good as ours. And I said, Eric, you're fooling yourself. Sit the fuck down.
After the sermon thing is over, Eric and Jerica go to talk to Richard Xanthos, and Eric asks, hey, who's going to be judging these videos? And Richard Xanthos is going to, he kind of puts his hands on his hips, and he's just like, well, it's me, paragon of virtue, Richard Xanthos, of course.
I don't get why they are so worried about the Misfits if they, like, conceivably trust Richard Xanthos. It's not like it's a neutral judge panel where Eric could be bribing them. Richard Xanthos is unbribable because he's rich as hell.
Shouldn't he have learned his lesson from the treasure hunt, where it's just like, hey, wait a minute, you manage the Misfits, don't you? Get the fuck out of here!
Eric, you cheated last time. I guess, to be fair, they don't actually cheat in this episode. They just make a bad music video.
Yeah, they just make a stupid music video and hire a bad fashion designer.
Eric underestimates the amount of money that would turn the Misfits into people who could convey friendship and goodwill.
Jerica starts sucking up to Richard Xanthos immediately as well, because it's a great idea to do this contest. And also as well, if you start buttering up the guy who's in charge of judging the videos, it's gonna be like, that blonde lady said my smoking jacket looked nice.
Yeah.
Let's give her 10 points.
It's a point system, right? I don't know, I just created this contest off the top of my head.
Richard Xanthos called together all these powerful people, and he's just like, fuck, what do these people have in common? Music?
Guess, wait, were there some people there that weren't people in the music industry? Did they leave disappointed? Is that why Eric and Jerica were the last two standing? Like, yes, this is right up our alley.
Everybody else was just like, I'm a stock trader. What am I supposed to do?
Film a music video. What?
Give me a Sony Handycam. Let's go.
We'll figure. Does that exist yet?
Maybe. Eric claims that the money is as good as his, which, again, my note directly under that. Eric, are you serious?
Like, come on, Eric. And Jerica rudely but rightly does say that the Misfits don't know the meaning of friendship and goodwill. Stormer might. The others, they don't really give a shit.
The others, though, they do know the meaning of money, Kristen.
Even Stormer.
Jerica suddenly thinks that the money they could win with the video could be better served to go to Haven House than her own goddamn orphanarium, for some reason, because we gotta add Danse into this somehow.
Hey, I guess to be fair, the Starlight girls already live in a mansion.
That's true. Maybe they're set. Maybe Haven House. I don't know. I feel like so many...
Haven House burned down when we weren't paying attention.
It's a bit of a stretch, is all I'm saying.
Whatever. So, music video. I assume they start later that day, given Dance's recovery time in this episode.
Given the timeline of this episode, we cut straight to Star Video, where we already have the fucking winter set up here, the winter village, with Dance practicing her ice skating. They already have this set up, and given the time frame, must be
later that day. The meeting with Richard Xanthos was at 5 a.m.
I was gonna say it was at 6 in the morning, and then Jerrica immediately got on her fucking Rock and Roadster car phone, boop boop boop, to fucking build me a Winter Village set. I got an idea, and Rio's just like, okay,
I'm bringing Dance with me also. Good thing she's not busy.
Can I invite Red? Is that all right? Okay.
Fine, whatever. So yeah, we are introduced to a very strange one-off character in this episode.
Red. He's up near the snow machine, and he's got red hair. And can you tell why he's called Red, Kristen?
It's because the Netflix subtitles told me it's because he's Scottish. So he's Irish Synergy's husband. I'm sorry, Scottish Synergy's husband.
You see, I went with the Shawshank Redemption joke of maybe it's because he's Irish.
Who knows? I haven't seen that movie ever. In a very long time, at the very least.
Red is up near the snow machine, I guess, the big, stupid snow machine in the rafters that looks like it's gigantic.
Yep.
And Rio reminds Red that we need flurries, not a blizzard, and then...
I have a question.
Yes, please.
So, do you think there would be different snow machines that have functions that are, literally make snow for a mountain for skiing to this is cosmetic snow for our music video? Because it doesn't seem smart that both of those things are one setting on a single machine.
No, what they needed, Kristen, was Eugene on a chair up in the rafters throwing fucking detergent down onto the...
Dance is a girl for one season.
Video is here, too. She has, 3 lines in this episode. And I noticed in the background when Video says her, one line, there's a dude with a baseball cap with the Gem logo on it.
Great. Do you want one?
I do. Wow, a blue baseball cap with a pink Gem logo? It just looks kind of... it's clearly a production hat, but it looks stupid.
You would pick different colors?
I would. It would be either black or pink, of course.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would look like Timmy Turner with a pink hat.
Perfect.
Video calls Dance closer, and immediately everybody starts complimenting Dance's skills, and Dance again is just like, "Oh, come on! You weren't looking at me as I was practicing, were you?"
I'm so good. Eat some humble pie. I guess she does eat some humble pie, so I can't even really.
Also, I didn't remember what happened in this episode, so my note directly after that is, "I'm glad the ice machine falls on her or whatever."
Yep, the whole thing just gets buried under a pile of snow, and a dog with a whiskey barrel around its neck needs to dig her out.
Good thing we rented out a whiskey dog.
Thank God. That was their emergency medical staff.
So the kids at Haven House are apparently going to be extras in the video as well, but there's no time for that. Video's like, "Where's Gem? Where Gem? Gem at where?"
Jerrica is at Starlight Music. Why is she late for everything? Just a quick question. Hey, why is Jerrica always late?
Why did Jerrica find the need to take the time to draw up this contract where it's just like, okay, if we win, all of the prize money is going to go to Haven House? Why did she choose to do this now?
You literally have 2 weeks and 6 days.
Not until after the music video finishes.
Oh, because they just know they're gonna win.
And my note directly under that being, talk about counting your goddamn chickens before they hatch. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no kidding. Talk about counting your dancer's legs before you check to make sure they're not broken.
Before you make sure the tendons aren't snapped.
Yes.
Joni is here as well, Irish Synergy. She has 2 lines? Scottish Synergy, excuse me.
Yeah, she just hangs out here and then walks away because Jerrica needs someone to bounce dialogue off of.
Yeah, all she does is just say, "Oh, you better make sure you win first," and Jerrica is just like, "Of course!" and then she just leaves.
She also does say that we're gonna need more than luck to beat the Misfits, which is confusing because, again, it's like she doesn't trust Richard Xanthos to see through their bullshit again.
And then, oh yes, Joni does also say, "Those runaway kids need all the help they can get, Jerrica. Good luck."
Yeah, so here's some pressure for you. I guess it's not as bad as when they needed their movie to succeed to give Bonnie new eyes.
Speaking of giving somebody new eyes in this episode.
Right? Bonnie's brother.
I said alternate universe Bonnie for Cisco. So Jerrica turns into Gem, and we fade to meter motorcycles. The Misfits are getting ready to film a music video here, which I thought initially Free and Easy was the music video for the Goodwill contest.
Yeah, perfect.
Roxy nearly gets her eye poked out by the makeup lady, and Jed is here, and she laments the fact that Roxy isn't going to have a cool-ass eye patch for now, and oh, it's too bad that she missed. Sorry.
Roxy and Jetta look more like they're about to kiss every episode.
Roxy threatens to knock Jetta all the way back to Liverpool as well, which, did we determine that she's from Liverpool? I don't remember.
She's a liar, so I don't think we can trust anything that she says.
Pizzazz comes in at this point and she says she'll be the only one knocking people into other continents in this band, and that it's time for them to shoot their dumb, stupid video.
Yeah, they want to stop doing work and go have some fun!
And Stormer is just like, guys, isn't shooting a music video fun?
Nah.
Not only that, I realized, Kristen, Stormer is back to wearing her Voltron suit, and all of them are wearing, I guess, motorcycle gear, but Stormer's is the only one that looks like she should be piloting a super robot.
She brought her own clothing and misinterpreted the music video concept.
Oh, I thought these were going to transform. What am I? A motorcycle? I don't have a Class M license.
It doesn't matter. They're flying motorcycles, so those are different.
After Stormer gives her comment here about, shooting a music video should be fun, it's work. Pizzazz says it's hard work. Life should be easy. And we get song number 1 of the evening, Free and Easy. My first note is, so this is a song about friendship and goodwill, huh? When I still expected that this was that, but no.
Yeah. No, Eric is a normal human being and didn't go straight into filming his music video for the contest. So with the Misfits, there was a little bit of lack of communication, some bad timing on that part.
They had this meticulously planned for weeks on end, and then Eric says to scrap the entire thing when it's finished. But the music video for Free and Easy is a little weird. Well, immediately you'll notice, as you just heard, saxophone, like immediate saxophone. Beep, beep,
Put it away!
beep, beep.
I don't want it.
There's an animation error that happens almost immediately, too, where the Misfits are all... First of all, the Misfits look like they're ice skating at the beginning when they're doing their weird shoulder step dance here, and something happens...
The animators got confused about who it was exactly that was ice skating in this episode.
Pizzazz appears in the foreground, 1, while all of the Misfits are still on screen behind her, and 2, the camera, the background doesn't move, so Pizzazz just, warps directly in front of the camera, essentially.
No, that actually happened.
She likes living life that's free and easy. Free and easy is ABC, or 1, 2, 3?
Whatever.
Easy as do-re-mi.
But basically the entire song is them talking about how they don't want to work, and how life should be much easier and they should have fun. So, Joe, I'm going to tell you about the Team Star Kid musical Firebringer now.
Please.
So, this was their most recent musical that they kickstarted a while ago. It was brought to my attention by our friend Emily, because the main characters were all named and designed to reference gem characters.
Really?
Yes. So, the leader of the tribe, it is, basically the first humans just before they discover fire. Their leader is named Jamila.
Okay.
Who is a goody two-shoes who yells at everyone and tells them that they're wrong all the time. And the person who discovers fire is Zazalil, and she just wants to not do any work and make life way easier so she could be lazy all the time. And that is what Free and Easy is.
Huh. I hope they sing Free and Easy in it. I hope they turn that into a full song.
They don't, because I think that's a copyright thing.
Probably. You're probably right.
But it is a good, fun musical. There's also a character named Emberly.
This music video in general, Kristen, has a motorcycle theme. And yet, it took me until the very end of the music video to make a Cool Rider reference, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, no. I did, at some point, just watching the music video, when their motorcycles turn into, light cycles, and they fly across the sky and leave a trail behind them. And I'm like, sky motorcycles, great.
Skycicles.
Skycicles.
There's just footage of them on a beach. Pizzazz throws sand at the camera. They're motorcycling under the moonlight and reflecting a lake is nearby. They walk into a pool hall. They get to a place that just says pool hall, I believe. And Pizzazz, as they walk in, Pizzazz produces a pool cue out of nowhere, Kristen.
She was holding it in her chest cavity.
She jumps up on the table and starts, dancing on it with the pool cue as well. And I think it's a blast to play loose and fast. Kristen, this song has some very sexual undertones to it.
Hey, sexual freedom. Go for it, the Misfits.
I'm just saying.
For a kid's cartoon, maybe a little much.
You thought it was weird when they had drawn cleavage.
Yeah, okay. It's weird that you remember that very specifically.
Besides, Kristen, pizzazz probably decapitates any potential partners, like a praying mantis anyway. More than likely, I would think.
That was a beautiful alliterative sentence.
Potential partners praying mantis.
Pizzazz potential partners praying mantis.
Anyway, all of them are hanging out in hammocks. They motorcycle off to the stars, and then, yes, here's my snappy Grease 2 reference of I Want a Cool Rider.
Good, we're 2 for 2 on Grease references.
So that was, clearly that music video, it was a music video. I can't say that it didn't happen because it was physically supposed to be a music video.
Yep, so, hey, you and me free and easy, we're good.
Yeah, it's better than the other songs in this episode.
Yep.
So Jem shows up at the video place here.
Late,
yes. And she gets out the opposite end of the Rockin' Roadster with the top up, and I'm curious as to, was somebody driving her here, Kristen?
Yeah, because Rio's already there, so... Who's the mystery man?
Rio goes to greet Jem, and she's immediately commanded to go to wardrobe by video because she's 5 hours late, and that's it. That's the scene.
So it's all, man, they only have 2 weeks and 5 days left now.
We're back to the Misfits. Eric arrives, and the Misfits are just like, hey, we just finished a music video. Do you want to see it? And Eric's just like, fuck out of here with that shit. We gotta do a thing.
Throw the video in the garbage.
I haven't even seen it. Get it out of here.
I just know by looking at you that it does not personify friendship.
Why is Stormer wearing the fucking Tron outfit?
Where is the costume department? They're fired.
Eric informs them that they need to make a video about friendship and goodwill now, Kristen.
Friendship?
Goodwill?
Sounds nice,
says Stormer, and she gets a death stare from the other Misfits in response.
And then she follows it up with, only if you like friendship and goodwill.
Good cover, Stormer.
She nailed it.
And then Eric tells them about the money, and suddenly Roxy is just like, oh, well, now I'm feeling very friendly.
Of course she is. Roxy's best friend is money.
We cut back to the Jem video. Shayna is worried if the outfits photograph okay. I think they all just kind of have little comments here before the start of the filming of the video, but I don't know why I wrote down Shayna's there specifically. I wonder if Shayna designed this all in a day. I wonder if they all...
Jesus Christ.
Jerica during the meeting just like telepathically just like, Shayna, we need costumes, winter theme.
It doesn't matter because they're probably holograms anyway. I hate this series. No, they can't because Jem wasn't there until just now. I hate this series.
So Danse starts dancing, and Kristen, any instance...
She looks like fucking Bjork!
She's got... Her hair looks even more stupid than usual in, like, the weird rainbow ponytail that she has.
Mm-hmm. And she's wearing a swan, lake, ballerina, ice skating outfit.
And one thing, Kristen, if you notice, every time I wrote down the word dance in my notes, even if it doesn't refer to the character, I spelled it as if it's Dance's name.
Oh, no.
But anyway, Danse is dancing at this point, and then Red turns on the snow, but oh no, the bolts come loose, and it starts going crazy!
I wrote Red, you maniac! And then Danse is dead!
Something happens here where I don't think this machine can cause this kind of... I mean, it's a cartoon. I'm well aware that this is a cartoon.
Hey, this shit seems impossible. 2 bolts came out of it, and then all of a sudden, it blew snow with so much force that Danse got pushed onto her ass and slid across the ice that she was skating on.
That sounds like grounds for...
Danse should sue them. That's how she gets money for Haven House.
A lawsuit. Yeah, there should be a lawsuit here because... Whatever. Yeah, Danse gets blown back on her ass, and then a cardboard tree falls on her.
Yeah, so she's definitely dead.
I mean, they probably could have done a better job making it look like wood, but then again later, Shayna and Rhea, only the 2 of them, it only takes 2 of them, Kristen, to pull the cardboard tree off of Danse.
It just poked her leg in exactly the right place. Because, like, hey, for how violent this was, it's worth noting that the only thing that gets hurt is Dance's leg.
Yeah, and
she should have bonked her head.
All of the tendons in it snap immediately somehow.
Yeah, whatever.
Then I wrote the note, Danse broke her leg on purpose to get out of being permanently attached to Jem and the holograms.
Yep, that sounds about right. As everyone is fussing over this accident, Danse is like, oh my god, my leg. I wrote down, Jerica, this is your fault.
It is, Jerry. If she wasn't
Maybe if
late.
you spent an extra day checking the equipment to make sure it worked.
Jem tells Kimber to go get an ambulance, and Red is yelling in his Scottish accent that he didn't know it would happen. It wasn't his fault, I swear.
No, Joe, he says. It's name my fault. I believe he says something like that at least 2 more times in this episode. Put him away.
Can you tell he's Scottish, Kristen?
No, I can't, because it's a bad impression.
Fucking James Doohan over here, Jesus Christ. Anyway, Jem is petting Danse, and... she complains about her leg again. End of segment 1.
Is it complaining if the accident just happened?
Jesus Christ, Danse. Oh, my leg. Wait until you're in the ambulance.
Yeah, we know it's your leg. Shut the fuck up.
Segment 2 starts at Sun Memorial Hospital, and the doctor says to Danse her tendons and ligaments are totally fucked in her left leg, basically. She didn't even break it. She just somehow fucked up all of her tendons, which means something snapped, I think. I don't know. Kristen, that shit does not happen from a cardboard tree falling on you.
No, she just stretched it way too big while she was dramatically falling backwards. She pointed her toe too hard because she always needs to be elegant.
I mean, I'm not a doctor or anything, but there's like one clean chunk.
Oh yeah, also, in response to hearing about tendons and ligaments, Danse is like, in English, doctor. That was English! I know what those words mean.
Yes, of course. Motherfucker, you should know about tendons and ligaments and shit is my
You're
note.
You're a dancer!
Explain it for the children, doctor.
Whatever.
The doctor says with proper therapy... Okay, the doctor says with proper therapy, Danse should be able to walk again.
Yes. Should be able to walk.
And Kimber goes, immediately, 1 second after the sentence is finished, does that mean Danse is never gonna dance again?
I put in my notes that the doctor responds, no, probably not. Wait, hang on, that depends. What style of dance?
She's gonna do a river dance? I don't know, that might be a little stressful on her knee.
That's exactly what I said later. When Danse tries to get up, her, river dancing to prove a point is going to make your shit worse.
When the doctor is just sort of like, oh, well, we'll have to see, Danse is just like, what are you talking about? I'm fine. And she gets up and starts to, try to do a jig here, and then she just falls on her face, and nobody tries to stop her.
Hey, guess what, Danse? River dancing to prove a point isn't gonna make your shit any better.
The doctor puts her back in bed. This is gonna require a lot of rehabilitation and hard work, but eventually you'll be as good as new.
Within two weeks and 5 days?
And then Danse goes, not if I can't dance. I'm never gonna dance again. Is this a Careless Whisper am I doing? What is that?
I don't know.
Rio and Video are hanging out. Rio was wearing the garbage cobblestone sweater. That goddamn, I hate that thing so much.
We don't need you anymore, Rio. He's on set for all of Dance's recovery. Let him go eat.
Video laments that they only have 3 weeks to finish the music video, the music film thing. We've been over this before, which means all of this happened on day 1.
Yeah. Who cares about the video at this point? Danse got injured and might be able to walk perfectly again.
My suggestion is, Kristen, how about a fundraiser for Haven House? How about a fundraiser for Dance's fucked leg instead? How about paying for her physical therapy? Or suing the company that made the snow machine, like you said?
Yeah, there are a lot of other paths that we could go down that aren't. Let's just wait and see if Danse gets better in time.
In 2.5 weeks.
Jesus.
And then Jerica goes, right now I'm more worried about Danse than the Misfits. And
Video tries to butt them. And it's like, what do you mean butt, Video? Shut the fuck up.
Well, I was going to say, I think that was more in response to Rio. She should have done that in response to Video as well, where Rio was just like, oh, the Misfits, and Video was just like, oh, the video, and...
Everyone has their priorities all fucked up. At least Jerica feels guilt for what she has done.
Video suggests that they can just cast someone else, and Jerica goes, no, it has to be Danse. It's only gotta be Danse if we're ever gonna make this video.
She's the only person in the entire universe that knows how to ice skate.
We fade to Danse. She is currently wheelchair-bound.
I put we join nihilism already in progress.
Danse loses her will to live basically instantly at this point.
Yeah. It's not a good look.
Some girl is in the whirlpool. What is it? Kelly? What is her name? I don't even remember.
Susie, I think.
Susie, whatever. She asks Danse if she wants to get in the whirlpool, and Danse is, yes, already a jaded fuck, going, a bath isn't going to cure me.
So, everyone's like, you've literally only been here for 2 hours, Danse. Can you please calm down? But a guy rolls up in to interrupt things because he's got some fucking donuts.
Snack time! Susie says as she gets out of the whirlpool. And then Danse rams her wheelchair into the sky.
Yeah, and screams at him for running into him with her wheelchair. Turn the rage down, Danse.
Yes, my note being, she rams her wheelchair into this man and gets donuts in her lap because of her undying rage at the world for doing this to her, and then she blames him for not watching where he's going, and then then we have one of these exchanges, Kristen, where Danse turns to Susie and is just like, what's the matter with that guy?
And Susie's like, Cisco is blind.
I mean, there are 2 of those like that in this episode. First with Danse and Cisco, and then with Cisco and Danse.
Yeah, it goes great.
Why is the blind guy in charge of the donuts, Kristen?
He seems to be pretty good at navigating himself otherwise.
He falls into the pool!
Okay, would it have killed them to give him a cane? To animate him with a cane?
It would have been nice.
Well, okay, he had been doing a perfectly good job delivering donuts until Danse decided that he needed to die because she's mad.
It's evening at this point, and Danse drives herself to Cisco's room, and Cisco's in there playing an acoustic guitar, playing an acoustic version of the Thong Song, of course. The first of many Thong Song references to this man. I don't know how Cisco is spelled.
Let me see that thong.
That thong.
It gets really jaunty.
Who's there?
Thong?
Cisco asks, who's there? It's Danse, the indignant, jaded fuck you got donuts all over early because you're a clumsy, blind asshole. I mean, it was an accident, sorry.
I wrote down, because he's like, oh, I'm sorry, I spilled donuts all over you, and she was like, no, it's fine, I ate all the spilled donuts. I was pretty bummed at first, but then I was like, yo, free donuts.
Good comfort food.
Uh-huh.
And then Cisco goes, let's go for a walk.
I can't!
Oh, whoops.
When she rammed into him with metal before, did he not think that it might have been a wheelchair?
I just Danse very frankly goes, I can't walk. So it's just, she does it, she was holding that one in her pocket. She was hoping it was like, oh, I hope he asked me to go do something that involves legs.
Then
Fuck.
we'll be even.
So he pushes her wheelchair instead, and Cisco knows this place like the back of his hand as he starts riding on the back of Dance's wheelchair like it's a shopping cart.
Yeah, that's not a cool thing to do.
I'm scared, says Danse, faced with the reality of the situation. Her uncaring facade has been broken down. Now she is fearing for her life to face the ugly truth inside, where she has become so selfish that she wanted the world to stop without the gift of her dancing. If she couldn't enjoy the world, nobody could. Oh, but it's alright because nothing happens. They don't fall. They don't fall down or anything.
It's not bad yet.
They find their way over to the pool, and Cisco explains that he has been blind since he was the age of 3, where he fell and banged his head. And
they only just now decided they were going to give him a surgery. I guess it is a new experimental surgery.
That cost, what, $100,000? I don't remember what the price was.
Who knows, but so what we do is we have doctors on one side of the room and you on the other side of the room, and then they throw eyeballs into your head. Does this sound familiar to you?
Do you know someone named Bonnie?
Were you friends? Is that how that works?
Cisco rolled into Bonnie's detective agency one day, the case of the missing eyes.
And Bonnie's like, I can refer you. I can refer you.
So I understand you're a dancer, Cisco says.
How'd you know that?
Your name is Danse, you dumb shit!
I wrote that down too. Your name is Danse, of course he knows you're a dancer. He says it's because he did research on her, which is definitely way creepier than saying your name is actually Danse. How about you stop?
So, Kristen, here we go. Here's this fun thing, too, that happens in this episode.
This is this thing that I've seen screen caps of all over the internet.
Danse says that she used to be really great, but now she can't even walk.
Have you tried?
Yeah, when they told me I couldn't walk. I couldn't walk!
You just need to try harder.
Like this, Cisco says as he breaks out into a dance of his own, dangerously close to the edge of the pool.
For a split second, I was like, why is he bothering dancing at all? Danse is blind and can't see him. And I was like, wait, no.
Wait a minute.
That's him.
Oh no, Kristen, he's transferring his blindness to another person. It's a Twilight Zone episode.
No!
But apparently he can't swim, Kristen, because he falls into the pool, even when Danse is just like, don't do that, don't stop, don't do that.
That's cartoon rules, Joe. Anytime somebody falls into water by accident, you find out that they can't swim.
Dominic did it before, and now we got Cisco doing it.
Yep, that's just how it goes in cartoon.
Danse drives over to the lifeguard stand to throw a life preserver, but for some reason it's out of reach, which seems like a bad idea for life preservers, Kristen.
Yeah, especially when you're in a facility where there are people in wheelchairs hanging around who might be able to save the life of someone who's going to drown in a pool. Anyway, Cisco dies. And that teaches Danse the lesson that she needs to push through her physical therapy.
And I'm never gonna dance again. No, she throws the lifesaver at him and hits him, like, right on the money. And does he even say something along the lines of, like, nice throw, cowboy, or something like that?
Yeah, first of all, cowgirl. I just have a bunch of notes in a row where I call Cisco a dick. I put, well, he's dead, and then he calls her a cowboy, and I put, cowgirl, you dick. He was like, oh, I knew you could get out of your chair if you tried. Danse hoists herself up by her arms to kind of, like, flex her way up, so I wrote, she climbed, dick sauce.
Yeah, maybe she didn't need to use her one leg for that, but still.
Probably not, but she saves his life.
Why is Danse wheelchair bound when she could walk around with, like, a crutch? Only one of her legs
is fucked up. hate this.
Oh, and then I implied that Sisko nearly drowned himself to prove a point.
Yeah.
Like it was on purpose. What if that was the case? Holy fuck, what if Sisko could swim?
Then he's a sociopath.
Dan says she'll try to get better, and they all have a big laugh. And
Physical therapy montage.
Danse is trying her best, but the male nurse person keeps trying to... What I keep referring to this as, like, physical therapist, orderly, and male nurse, and I don't know what this guy's role is here.
I don't either. This series has a bad track record with calling people slave drivers. That just doesn't sit well with me.
What was the other one? Because, yes, Danse refers to her physical therapist here as a slave driver for merely making her do work.
I think Kimber calls Aja a slave driver when they're jazzercising.
You're right, she did. Fuck.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that verbiage.
Can I stop now, please? Danse cries out to the orderly, swimming laps for 14 hours at this point. This is what you get for wasting donuts, Danse.
Yeah, how do you think pays for those donuts? You ate 5 of them.
Those are for everybody. There were no more Boston creams left, and I wanted one.
Those are healing donuts.
The holograms are... The holograms are watching from behind some glass at one point, and they're clapping for Danse, seeing that she's one step closer to becoming their little marionette again.
And they leave without talking to her.
God, all my notes are so fucking jaded for this episode.
It's kind of hilarious.
Danse can't take another step. And then the orderly goes, think of Sisko. He never gave up on himself, even when everyone made fun of the thong song.
I wrote, he exercised his eyes better.
So Danse is like, for Sisko, I'm gonna take 2 steps. And then she does.
Man, we're not even to my darkest joke in this episode.
So we fade to Misfits music. Tom Servo's head is on a table, and here we get Kristen. I wish there was, like, a cover over the gumball machine here. So Eric Raven could have just done the dramatic reveal, and all the Misfits be like, what?
So Eric, being someone who doesn't have a soul, and doesn't understand friendship and goodwill, this is as close as he can get.
Here we have it. Gumballs, a symbol of friendship and goodwill. Everyone loves them.
Pizzazz says, I hate gumballs.
You hate everything, Pizzazz.
Do you think Pizzazz hates gumballs because no matter how much she chews them with her sharp teeth, they are never destroyed?
She can't atomize a gumball, so yeah, that's why she hates them. Mm-hmm. If she ever ran into some kind of goo monster, it's over.
Oh yeah, thank God that never happens for multiple reasons.
Eric says to imagine they taste like 250,000 smackaroonies, each one.
Yuck!
That's a lot of, what are they, fabric?
What?
Cotton. Cotton is what they use to make dollar bills.
Jesus!
That's a lot of cotton, Kristen.
I believe you.
And as sure as he's the head of Misfits Music, a gumball video will win this contest. Eric, you fucking stupid idiot.
Hey, who knows? If they had finished the video, they might have had a shot. Maybe Richard Xanthos is nuts about gumballs, and that's the part they left out.
Maybe we didn't see it, but at the Xanthos estate, there's a giant gumball machine.
Yeah, maybe gumballs are code for, I have your next hunt locked in a basement. Her name is Video. I will release her to you if you give me $250,000.
Only if you destroy the Clash.
Is that what we're calling her now? The Clash?
Only when she's not around.
Okay, so you don't summon her by accident.
We cut back to the hospital. Sisko was playing checkers with the hot tub lady before, Kristen, and Susie comments, oh, you always win. What the fuck? What the fuck, Kristen?
It didn't look like a game of checkers made specifically so blind people could play it. That's all I'm saying.
What? Braille checkers? How do you even do that?
I guess that your pieces, I guess all of the squares would have to have either, like, it would be this row, this column, and all of your pieces would have to, like, the symbols for the black piece would have to be different than the symbols for the red piece.
Danse comes in and comments that her physical therapist is trying to turn her into a pretzel, and Susie goes, pretzels, where? And then just wanders off.
Susie is just trying to get away from Danse because she's the worst.
So Sisko and Danse get into some conversation about hard work and faith and hope and brotherly love are all they talk about. Who is she? Song number 2, Takes Work.
Woo!
Not It Takes Work. Takes work.
Hey, takes work.
As in, Danse takes work from any prospective dancer looking to work with Gem and the Holograms.
God, that scalper.
So we got Sisko playing guitar. Danse starts, like, dancing in her chair, like, moving it around to make it look like she's dancing, kind of.
She hasn't practiced this, worth pointing out. So I remember definitely earlier in this podcast I referenced physical therapy accompanying a music video. And man, it just still makes me feel weird.
Well, we got its physical therapy, improvement, Danse and Cisco are hanging. I mean, after a certain point, it's mostly just like, look at how much work Danse is putting in, and then it turns to her dreaming of ice skating off into space, basically.
Her imagination can take her anywhere.
When it's only her and the music. Yeah, the song is not great. Not great, I'd say. It shows up again later as a, just as a, another means of a montage, excuse me.
Quick transition. Oh no, we gave this a 3-week deadline because Danse needed some time to recover. We need to make it show that time is passing somehow.
And then, Kristen, the song ends, and I don't know what the fuck Danse does here. I don't know how physics allowed this to happen.
She was trying to do sick wheelchair donuts.
The song ends, and Danse somehow takes her chair up on one wheel and then falls over kicks it into the air somehow and then falls over sideways with it.
It's very violent looking.
And she just goes, whoa, as it happens, and it looks hilarious.
And she's just like, I just need to work on my pirouette, that's all. Ha 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 ha. Someone help her up.
Everyone claps for her funny joke and they leave her on the ground.
Now get back into the chair. It's part of your physical therapy.
We cut to the holograms, all looking dejected and shit, realizing that they rented this winter set warehouse and all of that money is going to go to waste. And Aja is trying to be a realist.
Have they just been sitting in the fake snow this entire time?
Aja is trying to be a realist here, Kristen. There's only a week left for this video to be shot. How long are they going to wait? And Jerrica says, or Jem, I forget who she is at this point, hopefully Danse will be better in the next couple of days.
Yeah, because that's the timeline the doctors gave you.
The doctor said Danse might not ever be able to dance ever. Jem, you fucking idiot.
Nice thing in the scene that is pretty stupid otherwise. Shayna's hair looks very cute in her styled winter outfit.
I wasn't paying attention.
It's kind of pulled back and she got a bow in her hair. It's cute.
Oh, that's nice. I was too busy paying attention to Rhea's armor-piercing question of, what if Danse isn't ready? And Jem just goes, I don't know.
We definitely can't hire a new dancer.
Let's just throw the contest.
Yep. Forget it. Screw Haven House.
Rio comes over to deliver a little more bad news. Other than video, the Misfits hired away the entire crew for the shoot here, and Kimber, I believe it's Kimber, who goes, oh no, they were the best!
Fucking whatever. They needed to get paid.
Yeah, I side with the crew on this one. I doubt they were getting paid for this fucking stupid flux that they're ending up here, where their schedule should be open to other stuff.
I think even Jerrica is like, I really don't blame them, honestly.
Rio says that the Misfits offered them a bundle of money, but it was probably more money than they were making. A bundle of money was probably $5.
Yeah, are we supposed to judge the crew for needing to make a living? Sorry, cartoon, not today.
We'll never get the video done now. End of segment 2. The video might never get done.
Just kidding, of course it will.
Segment 3 starts with the Misfits at M Video, which, Kristen, are Star Video and M Video just different enterprises, like Flash Recording Studios? Or is it like one of the many pieces of both groups' all-encompassing arms, like fucking Starlight Loading Dock?
I have no idea, and I really don't care.
The Misfits are hanging out inside a giant gumball machine. Kristen, I really wish we could have gotten to hear the gumball song, because I was under the impression, just because of in Culture Clash, when Surprise Surprise plays and they like push around that gumball machine thing, I thought Surprise Surprise was going to happen here, which isn't a song about faith and hope and brotherly love, is all she talks about, who is she, but I would have liked to have heard some...
No, it's about scaring people on purpose.
It's fun to be scared. Hey, it's fun to be... Can't wait for that episode.
So yeah, why is that song okay, but the Misfits Surprise Surprise is a song about them being dicks? That's a double standard.
Red is here and he's activating some kind of lever that, like, feeds gumball machines out into the middle air. It's not really clear. It also, I guess, happens to operate a trapdoor at some point.
Yeah. I guess that was for the finale or something. The Misfits come spilling out at the end. I don't know, but Eric really wants to pull a lever.
Eric is just like, hey, can I pull the lever? And Scotty here goes, it's not as simple as it looks, Eric.
And Eric does not give a shit and pushes them out of the way to do it anyway. Fun fact, Eric just hates Scottish people.
That's why he fired Joni.
Eric busts the Misfits out of the gumball machine.
I don't know what happens here. Eric, basically goes, I'm the boss, fuck you, and then pulls the lever, and for some reason, Red is just like, oh no, Eric, you're doing it wrong, and then instead of a gumball falling out, a trapdoor opens underneath all the Misfits, and they fucking all spill on their ass outside in front of the gumball machine. Kristen, why do they even have that lever?
I don't know. Good question, Emperor's New Groove.
Also, one thing I want to make note of, Roxy was playing the drums in the music video?
Sure!
Why not? Anyway, the crew laughs at the misfortune of the Misfits here, and
That's really unprofessional.
Pizzazz asks what happened, and Eric goes, Red did it.
That Scottish bastard just went crazy.
He started talking about haggis and Highlander, and it was just like, whoa, calm down, and then he opened a trap door.
It is nuts. So they start to advance on Red, but then Red is like, no, it was Eric, though. And Pizzazz is like, you know what, that does seem like something Eric would fuck up.
I like how Pizzazz trusts this random crew member over her boss.
Eric doesn't deserve it.
Eric has kind of earned that, you're right. And Eric goes, it was an accident!
You're the accident.
Red then launches more gumballs at them and says they should all head back to Gem, where they belong. And then the director, who is very clearly Charlie Adler, yelling in his highest tech rat voice, says that he quits.
Jeddah has also, I forgot to mention this earlier, has been calling people Ducky all episode, and I really wanted her to stop.
Like 3 or 4 times she's called people Ducky.
Yeah, she needs to quit it. Red says something about swearing on me bagpipes before he left or something, and I did write, are his bagpipes his balls?
We cut to Sun Memorial Hospital. Cisco's operation is the next day, and Danse arrives to wish him luck. I've been trying to imagine what you look like. How about a hint? My hair is a ton of colors and it looks really stupid.
I have the worst hair. Cisco gets the surgery, can see again, notices Dance's hair for the first time, and breaks up with her immediately.
Danse says she hopes Cisco won't be disappointed, and Cisco's just like, I don't have to see you to know you're beautiful. I just hope your hair is all one color.
Oh, Danse is out of luck.
Jerrica has become so goddamn desperate at this point that she goes to Richard Xanthos to try and get the date extended for the contest to accommodate for Dance's injury, and Richard Xanthos is just like, a deadline's a deadline? Maybe?
Yeah, Xanthos isn't your personal goodwill distributor, Gem.
And Kimber throws in the very correct point of nobody knew Danse was gonna get hurt, and Richard Xanthos should have been like, hire someone else!
Is she the only ice skater in the entire world? No!
This is a story about a band that does not want to adapt when something goes wrong, Kristen. Jesus.
Yeah. Xanthos straight up says it wouldn't be fair to the other contestants, and he is correct.
He's right! But he does hope Danse recovers.
That's nice of him. He should have said, fuck you! No video. Leave.
Give me your hospital address, I'll send her a smoking jacket.
Perfect. How do you spell her name? Never mind, I got it.
Giselle Devaux. Just tell her to come here, I'll give it to her.
Yeah.
We cut back to Danse still doing the I can't do it thing, and then It Takes Work starts playing again, and Cisco's going in for surgery, and Danse is doing therapy things, and there's the thing where Danse throws her crutches aside and she finds she can walk. Wow, it's a fucking miracle. Mein Führer, I can walk. Jesus Christ.
Perfect. So glad.
The holograms arrive to see how she's doing, and the doctors say she's making a fantastic recovery, and then Kimber is immediately so hey, we really need you?
And Danse is like, you do know that I just made a miraculous less than 3-week recovery and am walking again, right?
I wrote that Dance's response should have been to hit Kimber with her cane until all of her tendons snap in her leg again.
Yeah, come on, Kimber.
Jem also, I don't know if she's trying to play this off or something, but she's just like, Jerrica even tried to go to have the video. She went to Richard Xanthos and begged him like a dog.
Isn't it funny how she went through so much for you and now you're not even sure if you can still dance? Oh my god.
I actually feel bad for Danse here, Kristen, because the holograms are still just kind of like, video, hey, that's kind of soon. We've got 5 days, maybe.
So your leg's better yet?
Fuck off.
So Danse goes to hang out with Cisco.
She needs to see him, and then he's just like, oh, I see you don't have your chair anymore. And then he takes off his sunglasses and he goes, you're just as beautiful as I knew you would be. But that hair...
I'm really not feeling the hair, though. Do you think we can fix that?
Cisco comments she's walking really well, and then Danse goes, well, wait until you see me dance. Song number 3.
I just know that I'll be able to do it.
Song number 3 of the evening, Kristen. People who care. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Wait.
Looking at the context of this song, it was last used for somebody who was blind getting a surgery, right?
Yep, that is the thing that happened.
He really is Bonnie.
I'm glad we're reusing this.
Cisco even gets to be an extra in the music video, playing a stupid electric guitar in a song that doesn't have any electric guitar in it, I don't think.
Amazing. Hot tub lady Susie gets to hang out. Worth noting, the hospital isn't getting any of this music video prize money.
It's all going in. Danse just throws her crutch down, is just like, so long, suckers, and gets the $250,000 and gives it to her own orphans, her runaways.
Yep, so she's good.
Haven House people are there's one thing here where Haven House people are throwing a party for some lady where it's like, happy 75th, and then she gives a tear to her eye, and it's like, what are we doing here? Is this like
friendship and goodwill?
Is this like a going to visit old people in the home? What are we doing here?
I didn't think that's in Haven House's book of tricks. Thought it was a Runaways thing.
Well, hey, here's the thing. Let's take all the runaways and have them do grunt work, like going to visit old people, I guess.
Runaway labor.
What a stupid music video. Even with all that fucking stupid... God. And that's all of that... Okay, so here's the weird thing about that video, too. There's a lot of shots of people with the cameras and video and stuff, but it ends with it looking like it was being played at Richard Xanthos' estate, which means that was all of that in there? Was it just like, hey, we're doing a behind-the-scenes thing, too. Whoa, pulling the curtain back.
Friendship and goodwill, because so many factors attempted to keep us from being able to finish this music video. Also, we didn't have time to edit it. But it's mostly the first thing.
Where's editor when you need him, Kristen?
He's out of work. Jericho only works with the best.
Everyone's clapping, and Jerica's called up to the second level balcony that Richard Xanthos sermonizes from, and...
He pushes her off and sacrifices her.
Snaps all the tendons in her leg and goes, see how you like it.
And now, $250,000 because your friend Jerica sacrificed her leg.
So Jem wins. No surprise there. They get the check for the $250,000, and Jerica gives all the money to, she does the whole thing of like, this check for $250,000 goes to Jem and the Holograms. And then Jerica's just like, well, then this check to $250,000 goes to Haven House.
Yeah. Everyone's so psyched about her charity.
We cut to the after party. Danse wants to thank Jem, and Jerica has to do the first, swapperoonie in a long... She doesn't do necessarily a swapperoonie, but it's one of those, where's Jem? I need to talk to Jim. So Jerica transforms outside because she's just like, I thought I saw Jem going out for a moonlit stroll, I guess.
By herself. She's lonely. Do go talk to her.
And they run into each other. Cisco and Danse are hanging out as well. They're hand in hand. And they thank Jem. Cisco says he thought he'd never be able to see a full moon again, and Danse thought that she was never gonna dance again.
Stop.
So, People Who Care, I believe, starts playing kind of again here, and that's basically the end of the episode. That was such a fucking stupid episode, Kristen.
Oh, I love it. Too bad Cisco never comes back after this. I guess Danse finds out that he wrote a song about thongs and dumps him.
Like, all these people were talking about the thong song, and then I took a look at this. I listened to it. Cisco, it's fucking terrible.
How dare you?
No. Let me slow it down a bit. Let me see. And then she walks out.
It's like, no, you were gonna harmonize with me.
I wanted to hear the Misfits Gumball song, Kristen. That's the biggest crime of this episode, I think.
Doesn't Danse fall in love with random European dude in the next episode about Danse that I can't remember the name of?
Renaissance Woman, the episode that I hate.
Oh no, that's Robin Hood. Where they go back to her mother's country in season 3.
Oh, right, yeah, that's Homeland Heartland, Kristen.
Jesus Christ! Put Danse away.
Leave her in Romania or wherever.
Yeah, I don't want to see her anymore.
I don't remember that episode at all, and I'm glad I don't, because that sounds fucking terrible.
I remember there's an evil lady and that's it.
Oh my god, so it's the Princess and the Singer all over again, except with Danse.
Yeah, and her mom, who is dead, but was a famous ballerina. It's some nonsense.
A lot of generational things going on in Jem here, where it's just like, Jackie Benton, famous singer. Danse...
Riot's father.
Army man.
Like, yeah, because I really need to hear all the deep family stories in Jem and the Holograms.
Hey, Kristen, you know what? It's appreciated, because do we ever learn about Optimus Prime's father? I don't think so. Do we ever learn about Duke from G.I. Joe's father, how he was G.I. Joe? Probably. I don't know.
Is Megatron Starscream's, de facto dad?
I don't know if Transformers have parents, Kristen. I think they just live forever until they get exploded.
That's tragic when you think about it. No family. Maybe we should have had an episode about Optimus Prime's father, who might not exist.
Primus? Maybe? I don't know how
Don't they get born on a rock? So the rock is the father?
It's Transformers lore is confusing, Kristen.
Yeah, I actually don't know very much about Transformers at all.
But whatever. Anyway, this episode was stupid. That's the bottom line. Now's the point in the evening where we will list off all of the fun contact things, where you can find us. You can follow us on the Twitter machine at cwtapod. You can follow me at Octopus. That is AWKTAPUS.
You can follow me and watch me harass iHeartRadio for repeatedly making me listen to a Pink song at FunnyGirlTM. Like trademark.
So they moved on before it was a Maroon 5 song, but now it's a Pink song.
Okay, well, I still can't remove that Maroon 5 song from my playlist. I added it by accident because a different song was playing, but it gave me the Maroon 5 song instead of the song I wanted. And now Just Like Fire by Pink will not stop playing on my radio station, no matter how many times I thumbs down it, and I've been taking screenshots of every single time it gets played.
Gotta move on to Pandora, Kristen, even though that has happened once or twice with Pandora, too.
Yeah, I hate it. Watch me air my grievances on Twitter.
You can find us on the iTunes, on the SoundCloud, on the Stitcher Radio. Leave a rating, give a review, do whatever you feel like. You could also drop us a line, cwtapod@gmail.com, where you can tell us if there's a better symbol for friendship and goodwill than a gumball, or what physical therapy techniques you would need to heal a ton of fucking snapped ligaments and shit in 3 weeks.
Less than 3 weeks.
Less than 3 weeks. Fuck. Next week, Kristen, it is the 1-year anniversary of the first episode of the Can We Talk About podcast posting, so we're going to be doing something a little special, and I promise it will indeed be special. We're keeping this one a secret, much like the movie episodes.
Great, we're back to doing that.
So let's just reflect really quickly, Kristen. Mm-hmm. How do you feel as we're approaching 1 year of podcasting?
Well, this will be a little bit late given our queue that we have for recording, but we did finally just get enough ratings on iTunes that our podcast has an average rating now.
Hey, there we go. And I noticed on SoundCloud we got close to 3,000 listens, which, hey, that's pretty darn good in my opine, I'd say.
Considering how fast and loose we play with this podcast, and the fact that we just did it because we wanted to record our grievances with Jem. I feel pretty good about the podcast.
I feel pretty good, and join us where we will celebrate. It'll be a celebration of life, and I'll want to die. I will want to throw myself off a goddamn bridge. Next week, Can We Talk About Podcast? My name is Joe.
I am Kristen.
And join us next week for celebrating 1 whole year of talking about this garbage.
Anniversary check is in the mail.